Hello, everyone. I'm back. I see that they've been messing with my settings on the computer again. uh, Trying to make it so you guys can't see what I look like. Um, Listen, I'm sorry about the other night. Uh, I was yelling and got yelled at. My boyfriend, he's not a mean guy. He works very early in the morning. I was, but he's forgiven me again for, you know, not handling my temper well, and he's not gonna spank me and throw me out of the house or break up with me or anything. We worked it out. But what the deal is that I've been the victim for, well, a lot longer than 13 years now, but about 13 years ago, it just really started up again in my life. I have quite a few stalkers and also creeps. Now, over the course of the last 9 years, they've become not only my stalkers, but my creeps. Okay. And any place that I move into, any house that I move into anymore, whether I live with someone else or alone or even with my family or, to try to stay safe, it doesn't matter. I mean, I get a new place to live, they just have keys made. And some of these people are even police officers and law enforcement officials and stuff like that. And I don't think they're funny. As a matter of fact, just this morning after Scott, my boyfriend, left for work, one of the females who I'm sure I know who it is because I just had to deal with the cops like not even 2 weeks ago. And she was the female officer responding to me, and she's gotten a key to my house now. And she just comes into it whenever she feels like it. And she was in here after Scott left. She used a key or else just came in because Scott left the door unlocked, which shouldn't be a problem. I'm a grown up. And but Scott locked the door for me when he leaves, and the door wasn't locked the way that Scott locks it. When I finally got up and got running around, all my stuff was scattered through the house in places I never leave it. A lot of my stuff is missing again, clothing, makeup, whoever it was. She came in, she took food out of my fridge that belongs to us and put food back in my fridge that she stole from someone else's house, um, that I also know. She went around my house, she smoked up all my cigarettes, she uh, got pop out of the fridge and was drinking it. She went into my room, she got my cell phone out. She uh, has been stalking me so hard. My cell phone's like brand new. I just set a brand new pin in my phone, and she's gotten the pin somehow. And I work as a bell ringer seasonally for the Salvation Army Church, raising money for Christmas. And so I have been using my phone in front of the security cameras in front of the doors. So like I said, some of them are law enforcement officials. Who else would have would be able to gain access to CCTV surveillance cameras in retail outlets? You know, True, somebody can if they're stalking you real hard, can kind of figure out where you're hitting on the pin pad. But my phone hasn't been out of my possession long enough for somebody to sit there and like Sudoku the pin code. And there haven't been it hasn't had that kind of time to like figure it out that way. So, you know, it's really frustrating. It's really hard to deal with. I get really angry sometimes, because they do really, really, really bad stuff to me. And then they'll do shit where I leave the house and come back and like there's hastily wiped up blood, human blood stains in my bathtub and all over my kitchen sink where they, you know, hurt people in the house and stuck their bleeding bodies in my bathtub before, you know, while they try to clean everything up and get back out again before anyone comes. And I've complained and I get no response because, like I said, some of them are law enforcement agents themselves. And the ones who aren't, the law enforcement agents that are also in on this just protect them. So I get really, really upset sometimes. And sometimes it's just so hard to deal with. Like I'm still finding stuff from this woman. She peed all over in my bathtub before she left, took her clothes off, went into my bathroom, pissed all over my tub, wiped her face all over my bath towel, came back out, got in my makeup, took whatever clothes she wanted of mine, put them on while she was trying my shoes on up in my closet, walking around in them, and then took them back off and put her own clothes on top of whatever bit of my clothing she wanted this time, and then did a couple other fucked up things that I'm just finding out. Like I can't find any of my lipstick, but I've got one tube left of lipstick that someone sold from a woman that I worked with that had the same color of lipstick that I do. Because it's expensive kind. That one tube. It's the only tube of lipstick or lip gloss that I have in the house. Right. All of it's gone out the door. I just found out that it's all gone. You know, so I get really mad sometimes. So, excuse me, you'll have to bear with me sometimes. I yell, I get upset. But anyway, I thought I'd stop in and read a poem. This is a poem by James Welsh. It's called Surviving. The day long, cold, hard rain drove like sun through all the cedar sky. We had that late fall. We huddled close as cows before the bellied stove, told stories. Blackbird cleared his mind, thought of things he'd left behind, spoke. Oftentimes, when sun was easy in my bones, I dreamed of ways to make this land. We envied eagles, easy in their range. That thin girl, old cook's kid, stripped naked for a Coke or two and cooked her special stew round back of the mess tent Sundays. Sparrows skittered through the black brush. That night, the moon slipped a notch, hung black for just a second, just long enough for wet, black things sneak away our cache of me. To stay alive, to to stay alive this way, it's hard. This is also a poem by James Welsh. It's called Magic Fox. They shook the green leaves down, those men that rattled in their sleep. Truth became a nightmare to their fox. He turned their horses into fish. Or was it horses strung like fish? Or fish like fish hung naked in the wind? Stars fell upon their catch. A girl, not yet 24, but blonde as morning birds, began a dance that drew the men in, green around her skirts. In dust, her music jangled memories of dawn, till fox and grief turned nightmare in their sleep. And this, fish, not fish, but stars that fell into their dreams. I'll do one more tonight by James Welsh. This is a poem by James Welsh. It's called Snow Country Weavers. A time to tell you things are well. Birds flew south a year ago. One returned, a blue-winged teal, wild with news of his mother's love. Mention me to friends. Say, wolves are dying at my door. The winter drives them from their meat. Say this. Say in my mind, I saw your spiders weaving threads to bandage up the day, and more, those webs were filled with words that tumbled meaning into wind. So that's all for now. Have a good night.